And technology is changing so fast. You must is there like an innovation center where you're trying new things and you're just seeing what, and so that you're a couple of years ahead, if not further along? What does that look like? Is that at headquarters as well?
Yeah, so we have here a significant part of our force place, around 20,000 square feet. That's our engineering, laboratory, and we do a lot of everything that every possible test you can imagine. We have that equipment.
Welcome to Future Driven. I'm Adam Lejeunekopp, and on this podcast, we talk about challenges and wins in business. See the vision, drive the future. All right, welcome to episode 56 of the Future Driven podcast. I am here with Emanuel Bertolini from NICE. Emanuel, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for inviting me, Adam, and nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you as well. We caught up, I think, about a week ago or so and got to know each other a little bit, but looking forward to digging a little bit deeper. Before we get to NICE and your current role and what you're doing with smart home automation, would love to talk a little bit about your career, what your niche has been, what you've been focusing on in your tenure.
For sure. Look, I started my career in the EPC construction business back in 1994. One of the peculiarities of my career has been I've been a lot on the road. Started at that time with a job assignment in Iran, and was very rich experience at that time, young in my professional career, starting up, being sent to Iran, spent 2 years and a half there, and then I just kept moving. I would say that was a fantastic opportunity. I call it my master or my MBA in construction, because when you are far away from any distraction, have no family, you are in the middle of the desert, you really spend your days focusing on just job. And so it was fantastic. And then I kept moving on my career, typical progression in the construction. Went to construction management, project management. I left Iran, went to Latin America with an Italian company called Tequint. At that time, probably number 2 construction company in Mexico. Did a lot of sites and then moved to sales. I was very good, and moved to sales and had the last couple of years there. We're talking about 2002, doing O&M. I was managing the O&M of a large thermoelectrical power plant. Did that experience, then decided someone pulled me off and brought me back to Europe on the now on the owner side, developing power plants. So I was working for what they call an IPP, independent power producer, out of Brussels, Belgium, developing power projects in the Middle East, Turkey, Iran, Eastern Europe, Romania, cogeneration projects. So on the owner side, fantastic experience. So I had this baggage of construction. Now I knew very well the development side. And then an opportunity came with General Electric, and I said yes, right? Because GE had the core of the power plant. And I said, look, I know the construction side, I know the development customer side. Now I'm going to learn the heart of any, generation plant. So joined General Electric in France, spent 17 years with GE. So it was a long ride, had different roles across different business. That's the beauty of that company, that, if you are willing to do and to grow professionally, I mean, they throw at you so much. And of course, if you are also good at what you do, right, opportunities are really endless. And so it was a fantastic ride. I joined them in France, learned French. I love to get as close as possible with the cultures I live in. So I'm fluent, of course, in Italian, Spanish. I'm married with a Mexican, fantastic woman, 25 years this time. And so, yeah, spent some time there, 3 years, then moved to headquarters, typical brainwash, right? You got to make sure you go through the headquarters, spend 3 years in Schenectady, upstate New York, I remember in the French embassy when they were putting me the visa stamp, the lady said, "And have a great trip and a great stay in Kes." She said, "Wherever you go," and that was the off. So, yeah, I kept moving with GE. Joined different businesses. I went through a starting power generation, then I moved to water and process technologies. Then I moved to the big core where I spent the last 8 years, which was the last 6 years. Then I had another view, but was transmission and distribution. So again, now I'm in the core of this very interesting business: transmission lines, substations, everything that interconnects and move power around any nation or intranation. Beautiful experience, and run the P&L of that business. Went through the Alstom integration, ran the P&L for Latin America, then ran global sales out of Paris, so went back to Europe. And then I had the last 2 years with G where we've wind offshore, crazy business, high risk business. But my expertise has always been driven in that space of large, complex infrastructure projects. That's where I kept, and both very strong operationally and on the sales side. And then the crazy call happened. An old colleague from General Electric, who's now the global HR leader of NICE, called me and said, "Hey, we're looking for our North America CEO. Is that something that would interest you?" And I said, "Wait a second, this is completely off my mark. Different industry, different domain, different company. 17 years with G. Let's go. Let's do it." Right? I always been driven by, I'm very comfortable in uncomfortable environments, and so yeah, it has been a fantastic journey so far, and that's how I came to NICE in August 2023. And I've been now leading NICE North America for the last 18 months, and learning a new industry, new domain, and trying to bring a lot of the discipline, rigor, accountability, and great values that you learn in any large U.S. corporation.
I like what you said there earlier about your career, that you've gotten all facets of large construction uh, companies or projects, and from the sales side to the building side, and then obviously with GE and the power. It's a pretty impressive and global career that you've had. So that's great, and so all of these to get together have given you the skills to take on something like you said, which was completely different for you, but it's the same. Or it's different, but it's the same, right? Like it's the same challenges, different arena, different people, etc. Because you're going from large construction and like offshore to now.
Yes, yes. Yes, completed 180 with a lot of, I would say, from an operational perspective. I've been a lean practitioner. I cannot say I'm a lean master, but I've been passionate about lean and operations. So for me, it's about setting clear targets and objectives, have clear operating rhythms, establish very open communications, have the right team and people, and then just drive it. And some of the things that I think we have, there has been a seen and recognized change in the last couple of years is the drive on the product development, right? We were very slow on that front, very, very spending a lot of money, doing a lot of things internally, and very slow. Our time to market was very slow. Our innovation pacing was very slow. That was one of the very first focus of attention, not just from me, for the board, right? Really, how we bring NICE back into the innovation mode, right? How we get faster. So, we did a lot of changes, brought in a new CTO, brought in a new CPO, relook at the way we were managing, question and challenge certain practices of trying to do everything in house, trying to implement the basic things like how do I engage my customer in making sure that I'm developing the right product and the product that the market needs, right? So you have these VOCs. So last year we launched 9 products. We've had massive recognition in the market. This year we plan to launch another 14 new NPIs across our different markets and segments that we serve. And I think that's going to be important. It's going to keep differentiating us from our competitors. One of the things that has been very solid for this company has been the reliability of our platforms. We are known to have a very solid, reliable system. And I think that's part, and we didn't change that. The fact that our control platform software is in-house developed. We have a team in Peabody, full in-house since several years. So I think that's what gives us the stability, the knowledge that every new feature, every new enhancement we do is super controlled, super tested before we roll it out. So we try to avoid, surprises when we do a software upgrade and then you have massive disruption or massive, issue, because our main customers on the home installation, the guys that do the work, are dealers, right? So they are, they spend time, they roll a truck, they come to your home, they develop, there is a system upgrade. The last thing they want is have a bug that then they have to serve 50, 60 homes. It becomes a burden on them. So we got to be very vigilant, very attentive. So we've been really focusing on maintaining the key strengths, but then see how we push further the differentiation. We have been the first one last year at CEDIA. We launched voice control. Hey Milo, it's the wake word. And imagine the beauty, right? Now you are, the year before we launched our HR40, which is an interface. It's a fantastic, remote control for your home automation, with any type of functionality you can imagine, two-way voice, interphone. You can see all your cameras. But now this year we launched voice control. So now you can interface yourself with your home with voice. You can give voice commands. Hey Milo, open the shades of my living room at 40%. Hey Milo, turn on the music. Hey Milo, I want to see MTV on the outdoors patio TV. So that's the level of things where I see us, one differentiate. So relying on the stability of what we have built, right, and the reliability, which is important, and then keep expanding the features and the technology on a reliable front, making sure that what we are doing is reliable and it's innovative. And I think we're gonna keep doing it. So new products, accelerating NPIs, faster time to market, and hold on to the reliable and stability of our platforms.
Do you envision, or do you see yourself as a hardware company or a software company, or both?
I think it's gotta be both. It's gotta be both. It's gotta be both, because of the importance. I would say, it's gotta be both, and it's gonna continue to be both.
Yeah.
Absolutely, right? One of the things that we have, and we're very proud of, the founder of our company is Lauro Buoro. He founded this company 30 years ago, is still super engaged, is the chairman. And if you look at all of our products, Adam, since NICE acquired this company in North America with this big, investment into the home automation and home security market, there has been a drive on the design side and functionalities and interface, HMI, but just the product design, the look, the feel. All of our products go through a rigorous design process back in headquarters. Everything we do has a different feel and look. If you look at our garage door openers, they are not bulky, chunky. They have smart technology, but there is a design component to it that attracts the consumer. If you look at our remote controllers, have a different feel, different touch. I mean, it's just color, the usage of colors on industries where you always tendency to have that gray, that So there is this additional thing that I loved about it. When I look at the company and I was trying to learn it myself, see a passionate owner that has this drive for design, and then you see it reflected on what you do, and it's just great. So yeah, I think we're gonna keep both the product and the software. The software for the reason I was saying before, which is reliability. You have it in control. Don't depend on a third party shop that tomorrow might disappear, or where you have high turnover. Most of the engineers we have been with us for the last 15, 20 years, and we do everything we can to hold on to those resources, right? So
Oh,
that's yeah.
that's great. They always say that your brand is your reputation. And so if your reputation is being reliable and works properly, that's everything, right? Like
Great point.
you can't
Great,
really have an amazing product, but if it doesn't work, it's out the door. And,
great point.
and at the
And,
same point,
and
yeah, go ahead.
you touch a great point. This industry, right? When you do a home automation on a house, most of our dealers rely on that voice, how do you
Yeah,
say, voice of mouth, right? It's me, it's Adam. Hey, we install you our nice home automation. You love it. You got in a dinner. You got friends at home. Adam, this is beautiful. Who that's how this industry gets well.
right.
So for us, that relationship and the brand, it's very important.
So to back up a little bit, so you're a global company based out of where
Based
originally?
headquarters in Oderzo, Italy, so
Okay.
very close to Venice.
Yep.
Here in North America, headquarters in Carlsbad, California,
Okay, and then you acquired a company in the last couple of years in North America, and then obviously
which is where
your
I'm sitting. It was used to be called Nortec Controls.
okay.
It was acquired in late 21, and since then we have been in this journey. Just to give you an idea, a conglomerate of more than 32 brands.
Oh wow.
So a lot of work in just converging the brand. I mean, we feel that Nice has a natural appearance as a
Yep.
brand, so we are converging a lot of our different brands into that Nice family and brand recognition. But at the same time, we have been reinvesting in some of these brands. For example, we have Furman, which has been around for we just celebrated 50 years, and this is the typical
Wow.
power backup and power quality for any musician, any big band that you can name it knows Furman. So we're taking that brand, we're taking Geffen. We do the audio, we do the video, split and video signaling for things like the Super Bowl have been done in the last 7 years, uses our Geffen technology. So you have these two brands that have been, I don't want to say underinvested, but a little bit forgotten. We brought them together and we just launched our Pro AV solution, merging Furman and Geffen. So reinvesting on things that have been around for 50 years, that are known, right? That you have this, and for in that case, we keep that original brand because there is a recognition in the industry, right? We will not, but so we are also paying attention at where we do and how we do it, because there is also, out of those 32 more brands, that there is some legacy that had significant value.
Yeah. So globally, Nice has 32 brands underneath it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, here in North America, when the acquisition happened, there
Okay.
were 32 different brands.
Okay.
Yes.
And then does Nice globally have additional brands as well,
They
or
have we additionally have some additional brands. Yes, we do.
yeah?
Depending on the segment or for example, we have a home automation brand that was bought out of Poland that's called Fibaro, that serves the home automation market in Europe, and we have other different small brands in the gate and door businesses. But the known for is Nice. If you in Europe is super well and highly recognized as a brand, particularly in the gate, door, home automation segments. In North America, it's part of this investment, and we're going to keep growing the brand recognition.
Yeah. So you talked about it briefly, but your customers are dealers. So
Yes,
you are focusing on getting to dealers, and the dealers can then provide that to the home or the business owner, right? So ultimately, your customer is the home or the business owner, but you've got distribution partners that allow you to stay focused on the hardware and the software and make the best product out there, and then get them the best setup
right.
for distribution. So tell us a little bit about that relationship. How do you support them? How many do you have in North America? What does that look like?
Yeah. So look, the network is vast, right? We have just in the home automation probably over 2,000 dealers that do business with us, right? Then with different level of volume or that they do or they buy from us. It's an extensive network. We also have how is the ratio? So that's very important. That's a key relationship with us, as you rightfully said. Right? We don't have the end consumer connection. Some of our competitors stepped into that, dealer to customer relationship through RMR's implementation, yearly subscription. I was very clear last year when this was done from some of our. I said, I don't feel like we have the right knowledge and ability to serve an end consumer as my dealer would, right? I couldn't imagine someone sitting in Carlsbad picking up a phone from an end consumer without knowing the type of installation, the type of customization, being able to serve. So, and also it's very delicate. The dealers, they want to keep that relationship for themselves. Many
Yeah.
dealers also have long-term relationship with their customer. They have long-term RMRs. So we definitely focus on dealers, how we serve them. Everything starts from, first of all, the onboarding. The onboarding is their first touch point. So we have two training locations. One is here in California, one is in Peabody, and we bring them in house, and they go through a 3 days training. I normally salute or spend time with the dealers that come here in cars, but something that I really want to do it because I think it's great for them to see that, if something happens, I'm here, not going anywhere.
Right.
And so that's the first touch point. So really, we pay a lot of attention on that initial training. So that's one. But then we follow them through. We have our technical support team that what we normally do during their first or second job, we try to have a sort of buddy side. We want to have someone with them because it's normal. You're installing a system. You're creating scenes on the programming side for the first time. It's good to have someone there with you. Gives you confidence, you go fast, you understand it. Not everything can be taught on a classroom, as you know. So that's the very first experience. We pay a lot of attention there. And then there are follow through touch points from our regional sales manager who own those dealers.
Yep.
And we have portals. We have, of course, our dealer portals. We have our nice university where we have a whole series. We have tech notes. I mean, there is a lot of handheld in support material that we made available. We do routine training across the board, virtual. If a dealer, it happens sometimes if a dealer has, for example, you know, um, Adam, you have 18 technicians. It's a cost for you to send over 18 people to Carlsbad or to Boston. Okay, we're gonna have someone taking racks, going to your location and train your team on your location. Right? So it's really trying to make sure it makes sense on that side. And then we there is this continual relationship. There is the customer feedback that we care about. We have a group of elite dealers. We have a council. We meet every 6 months because those are the guys that give us the feedback. Oh, Emmanuel, it's great. Your line of speaker is fantastic, but I see a lot of customers in the coastal areas. We should
Yeah.
think about coastal resistant speaker, and with this
Right.
design, we just launched last year the toolless speakers, right? So it's really fast installation. That was part of. I was actually here in August 2023. Was the first dealers council I was able to attend, and that topic was discussed. And here I am in CEDIA, September 24, and we're launching the toolless
Wow.
speakers. Right? So that's the importance of. And then I can tell you one pain point for these guys is tech support. Right?
Yep.
If you are on a job, you're installing, you're having a problem, you need an answer now, right? You cannot go back the next day. You cannot wait 2 hours. So we invested heavily in tech support, really heavily. Right? I want to make sure that we track wait times, we track first call resolution. My lean. Tracking metric, making sure we improve, setting targets. I want to have a 92% first call resolution. I want my wait time for my elite dealers to be less than 3 minutes. It's just that the way we serve. So it's a very how do you say, high maintenance, but at the same time, once you gain a dealer, it's for the long term.
Yeah, that's great. And technology is changing so fast. You must is there like an innovation center where you're trying new things and you're just seeing what so that you're a couple of years ahead, if not further along? What does that look like? Is that at headquarters as well?
Yeah, we have. So here in Carlsbad, and I hope if something takes you to California, it's a stop. We
Oh
definitely
yeah, I'll
wanna
come
have
down
you.
and see you. Yeah,
We
for sure.
definitely want to have you here because yeah. So we have here a significant part of our force place, around 20,000 square feet. That's our engineering laboratory, and we do a lot of everything that every possible test you can imagine. We have that equipment. We also have a CIC, a Center of Excellence and Engineering in China, in Shenzhen, that has been historical for many years. So depending on where we have the capabilities, we might develop a product or a specific software or an app or an application either in China or here in US. And now we have the big support from the headquarters. So just to make you an example, we have been bringing to the US market products that have been designed, tested, manufactured, and sold in Europe for many years. Right. So very soon, and it's going to be an upcoming splash. I'll make sure I get you one of these systems. It's called Ubi. We're launching a platform that's more easy, more affordable for the home automation. Fantastic, has been in the European market for 7 years. We just relaunched the app and the interface, user interface, the way it connects with Z-Wave devices. We have a whole set of, just the devices that we launched, the sensor we launch in the market with this are unbelievable from a design standpoint. So we are launching this now in pretty soon in the North American market, and and that's another example of how we collaborate across the group, right? And there is stuff that we have developed and we are launching here on the security side that we're looking at. Hey, this could be interesting for the European market. So there is a lot of collaboration across the teams, and the other great thing is the verticalization of the R&D as an engineering department, right? We
Yeah.
have Vincenzo Ghirlando, who is our global CTO, and we have aligned all of the R&D teams under his leadership. So now he is able to strategize and synergize better the resources we have and move things and development based on where the core competencies and the better market knowledge is. So it's really great.
I know that the North American and the European market are different for many different reasons, but do you find that the products are pretty interchangeable, or do you have like almost separate product suites for each market?
Yeah, I think in general, let's talk general. They are pretty interchangeable. You
Yeah.
have the, you have the voltage that you have to overcome, the 220, 110. You have some UL certifications that are different, but in general, it's pretty interchangeable. There are very few adjustment modifications that are needed to be done, but they are pretty transferable across continents. Um, with certain characteristics then around maybe design or you know um, very few in general. I would say yes, very transferable, very few adaptations to be done. uh, I think that's another thing that give us where we just launched, for example, a Juno, which is a residential gate opener. We
Okay.
literally, that's coming from US. We are from Europe. We just launched the soon, which is both commercial and residential jack shaft garage door opener. So imagine, instead of having you have it on the ceiling. Now
Yep.
it's attached to the door, right? So they're out there in the market, but we use and we leverage the Italian design, the Italian development, the 5, 10 years of being in the market, being reliable. That gives you a big advantage on the development cycle and the time to market. So yeah, we're gonna keep leveraging that across the group.
Well, that's great. You got a lot of experience and background in Europe and with the headquarters, and then of course what you bring to the table. I'm really impressed with the level of detail and care that you have for the company, and I think that's going to show across everything that you do here in North America. What do you envision now? You've been here a couple of years now with Nice North America, or the
Yeah.
company has been. What do you see the next decade for Nice here in North America, and how are you going to continue to push up in the ceiling of everything with smart home automation?
Yeah. Well, look, I couple of things. One, I think we have to keep building that, and building from, and keep improving, never stop improving that reliability and customer focus. For me, that's never ending. There is never you are it's never enough in terms of how we serve, the passion, the speed on how we serve that's a continuous improvement ever. So I think the aspiration for us is to keep building that. The second one is the brand. I think we have huge potential with the Nice brand. The third one is when we look at the our portfolio and you look at the home. For me, the our continued journey has to be in, be that one stop holistic solution, right? So you come
Yeah.
to Nice, and I can give you a system that is wholly integrated. You can control, and your gate is going to be a nice product. Your garage door open is going to be a nice product. Your home shades are nice. Your home automation speaker, and not only that, but then everything is in one app, so you don't have to switch and have 25 apps to control your home automation. Everything sits in one place. Your
Yep.
interface, your interface with that home automation is as simple and as customizable as possible. And maybe in another session, we can share about the future and where we see the future. There are a lot of things that we are working on in terms of how we make that home integration similar. So I think we have that. We gotta keep investing there, and then I think that the differentiation is gonna come from keeping up with the innovation and the way how we simplify and how we make more seamless the interaction between human and the home, right? That for me is in every sense, whether it's security, whether it's comfort. That's what I think we have to keep working on.
And so with this recent wave of AI that's
Yeah.
just really gonna help technology move forward faster, more customized. I've got to assume that Nice is just integrating AI into your technology, which is going to make it so one day I'm going to walk in and the gestures or the thinking, it's just going to kind of happen automatic because, I feel like it's already there. We're so close that it's just going to be able, the technology is going to understand you and it's going to allow you to customize to what you need. How much are you integrating AI and everything that you're doing with technology?
Yeah. Well, you said it. Is definitely. You said it. It's about. It's that connection. Adam walks in the kitchen, and I know already that Adam loves sports because it's between 6 and 7:30. His favorite program is in that. So opens up. I know Adam doesn't like the shades on the south side open. He wants them closed. He normally closes. I know Adam likes a certain tone of light when it's that time of day. So all these things they're gonna the system is gonna be able to recognize even that is Adam walking, because now you might have a certain it can be that your cell phone is with you and is walking inside. It can be that a camera has detected it's your. But one thing that we're also being very attentive at, and it's been a consumer, because it's what we do with the data, and that's for me is gonna keep making sure that we gotta make sure that we grant that how do you say that confidentiality, that we make sure we have a say. But the future and the opportunities are endless, right? We're even thinking about Tesla has announced robots, that we're gonna see probably next year, the robots. So we're already thinking about, okay, how that integration. Now you have someone that has certain capability and skills gonna change the way you and I interface now with the home, and how we make sure that that new person or entity in the house has that same level of interaction. And so it's going to keep growing. AI is already an important part of some of our technologies. It's going to keep expanding. For me, the most important thing that we got to keep focusing and paying attention is data, right? And this is one of the things that we are extremely aware of. I would have to rely on my technical team to explain how we guarantee that, but I can tell you that that's one of the areas where we want to make sure that nothing gets recorded, things are encrypted, there is no cloud storing, it's single time usage, and blah blah blah. But that's for me, it's going to be an important point of attention.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I like the pillars that you talked through, the customers, the brand. And I put the last one as technology, but I'm sure that's hardware, software, data, all together
Yes,
into one whole ecosystem. That's your product, but you need the customers and then you need the
absolutely.
brand. Those three work well together. Uh, well, look, I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story and learning a bit more about Nice. So thanks so much for that. And I'll take you up on that offer. I'll come down to
Yes,
California and visit your
yes.
facility there. And I assume everybody can find more information on the website, where to find distribution, and all your brands and everything. But Emmanuel, thanks so much for coming on the show. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Adam, thanks a lot for the opportunity, for what you do, and we stay in touch.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.